Hello everyone, Brandon Boyd here with Wake Up Now. I appreciate you being here for this webinar. This is being recorded. I wanted to spend a few minutes, maybe about 10-15 minutes, going over the power of Wake Up Now Finance and how to use it. We just released an all new updated software for this program, and as I've said for over 3 years, I truly believe that Wake Up Now Finance and the debt elimination software that is within the software itself is the most valuable product and service that we have in this company, that tagged with using TaxBot, because we are going to save people thousands and thousands of dollars of interest if they will simply use the product that we have. So what you're looking at right now is the Wake Up Now Hub. This is your back office. And the easy way to get to it, this is on a trainer account, is you just go in here, you check on product, and then you click finance. And it's going to open up the finance tool here. Now, when you first get into the Wake Up Now Finance and you first log in, what it's going to do is it's going to ask you a series of questions, basically just to gather some information. And one of the questions that people have is, if I put my information into Wake Up Now Finance, how can I know that I'm secure? Well, one of the things is this has level 5 bank security, which means it is the same as if you were to go to chase.com and log in, wellsfargo.com, zionsbank.com. They use Intuit, which is the same as what is used on mint.com and Quicken and Microsoft Money. So if you used any of those kind of programs before, it has that same security so that your information is secured. In fact, if you actually go and try and put your information online on here, it's going to ask for a username and password so that it can grab that information from the company or bank that you're already with. Okay, so it's going to go through that, which is called a setup wizard, such as, do you have a bank account? Do you have credit cards? Do you have student loans? Do you have car loans? Do you have a mortgage? If so, who is it through? And so what you're looking at here is kind of basically a home page of what is actually there after you have answered those questions. And so the first thing that I want to do is focus on the accounts tab. And if you look here, so at the top left corner, it says accounts, all accounts. So this is going to list based upon the information that you put into the software. Now, I want you to look at these numbers. Thank goodness they're not my numbers. This is the average situation in America. Okay, I believe we can make it better. So if this kind of looks like your situation, I believe if you'll use this and you'll also build Wake Up Now as a business, that we can improve your situation. So you look at the average checking account, $173. There's a reason why people say that there is too much month left at the end of the money. They are so close to being in the negative. Do you know that the average American goes in the negative at least once a month? That's typically a $35 fee. If they pay $35 over the course of 12 months, that's a lot of money every year just to get in the negative and not have enough in your account. The savings account, $500, that can go pretty quickly. Okay. The credit cards, average credit card debt in America is usually between about $8,000 to $12,000. Mortgage debt is around $200,000. Any types of loans, it may be a student loan and a car loan. Average car payment in America is $374 a month. And then any type of line of credit. Okay, so this is going to show all of your accounts. Now, let's say that you have an investment account, you need to add one, you could just click on add investment. You could add property, like if you say that you have a car that you actually own that is paid off, you can also add a cash account if you have one. But let's just say that I've got set up with a new bank account and I want to go ahead and add that. So I can actually go here to the top right and click on add an account. Now, when you go to do a search, right here it says enter an institution name or URL. Let's say that you go to do a search, you type in Wells Fargo, and for whatever reason, let's say that Wells Fargo didn't pop up, okay, even though it's right here. I can click on add manual account. So let's just click on that. I can put the account name and the account type. So I just go here, it might be a checking or a savings, and just put in that information and put the balance, and then I can track it manually. Now, but if I want to add an account that's here, let's say that there's Wells Fargo. Okay, so I just click on that. This is the username and password. So this is the credentials for the institution. So you got to have online banking or you're not going to be able to pull in any transactions. So if I put in my username and my password and I click link this account, what it's going to do is grab the data from wellsfargo.com on your account and pull that data into Wake Up Now Finance. Okay, pretty simple to do that. So you can add an account. You can also delete an account at any time. If I want to look at details on a student loan or any one of these accounts, I can just click on them, and it's going to show me kind of the account history over the period of maybe like the last 5 to 6 months. Okay, you can even change it where you can mark this as a business account, you can mark it as a personal account, you can even exclude the account altogether. In fact, you can even delete the account. Let's say that you've paid off your student loan. That's a great day because the student loan is the new mortgage. Let's say that you get it paid off. You can click delete the account and it will no longer be there. Okay, I want you to get to a point where all you have on Wake Up Now Finance is your checking account, your savings account, and your investments account. No mortgage, no credit cards, no car loans, no student loans, no loans to any family members. Okay, I want to make sure that all you have is cash in there. Now, let's go to the transaction tab just to show you how this works. Now, I've just put a single transaction in here. What this would look like would be the same as if you were to log into your typical maybe Chase.com or Wells Fargo. You'd see a whole bunch of transactions. I can search by specific accounts. Okay, if I just want to look at accounts that have come through Wells Fargo or Capital One, I can do that. I can search by a particular date, meaning today. I can search this month, the last 7 days, even up to the last 90 days. Okay. I can even search for a specific transaction. Let's say that I want to look up transactions from Hobby Lobby or Taipan Trading or Costco or any of those places. I can look and it will search for only transactions from that particular store. So let's say that you have a spouse that's been going to a store often. I can look up all the transactions for that particular store, okay? Or if you've had different type of expenditures, you can search them specifically by name, which is pretty neat. One of the questions that people have is, as I'm setting up this budget, which by the way, Susie Orman and Dave Ramsey both said that if you just see transactions on a budget, just seeing the transactions because people become aware, they'll save about 10% a month on their spending, which is about $200 to $300 on average for the average American family. That's pretty big, just seeing transactions. If they'll use a debit card or cash instead of a credit card, they'll save another 10%. That's another $200 to $300. That's why I tell people if they'll use Wake Up Now Finance and TaxBot, get the cell phone discount, use the benefits program, even without our compensation plan, they will save, and they can save, between $300 to $1,000 or more on a monthly basis. How many of you, by raise of hands, would pay $25 for that? How many months would you pay it? How many of you would pay $100? How many of you would like to have the opportunity to build the business and get to debt freedom sooner and faster? That's what this program is about. So a lot of people ask, well, why would I use this when I can use Mint.com, Microsoft Money, Quicken? Because those programs don't have the debt elimination piece that I'm going to be going over here in just a little bit. But let's look at this Walmart transaction. I go to Walmart, as you know. When people go there, they don't just buy groceries most of the time. They might buy some other miscellaneous things, maybe office supplies or clothing. So all I have to do is click on the transaction. Again, I can mark it as a business transaction. I can mark it as a personal transaction. I can even change the total if I needed to. Here's the date, the category. If I needed to change the category for any reason, it's a debit. Maybe you can change it if you needed to. It was a credit transaction. You can even put a memo in here as to what it was for. But let's split the transaction. Click on split transaction. $123 under food and dining. I want to make sure that I've got it specifically for, here's groceries. So 123. But let's say that, let's just put in $40. And the other 40 was, let's go under, let's go under here to shopping and put it under clothing. So the new school year is coming up soon, depending on the time that you're watching this video. And so we've got $40 in clothing, 83 in groceries, and all you do is just press save. So we'll categorize those in the right spot. And again, you can change it to business, you can change it to personal, and anything like that. So that's how you split that transaction. A lot of people that go to Costco, Sam's Club, Target, and Walmart, they're going to experience those things. They're not just going just to get groceries. So you want to make sure that the information is accurate, because if you look at it and say, gee, we spent $1,000 in groceries this month, that seems like a lot of money. When really maybe all you spent was 600. The other 400 was maybe office supplies and clothing and household supplies and gifts and things like that, that makes it a little bit more accurate for what you actually spent on that particular budget, which leads me into the next tab, the spending tab. So as you can see here, because of the transaction that I have in, it's not going to give you a whole lot of detail. But what you would do is just click on food and dining, and it's going to give you the categories of fast food, how much you ate in fast food, how much you had in groceries for the month, and things like that. So you can just kind of look at that breakdown. It'll show you individual transactions for each of those particular categories. And so the nice thing is, what a lot of people don't know is that the average American family spends about $200 to $300 a month in fast food, which means, number one, too many meals are being eaten outside the house. Number two is their waistlines are increasing, their bank accounts are decreasing. So just by seeing that, you may say, you know what, we got to stop eating out so much. If we could cut it down by even $100, do you know what $100 would do on a monthly basis toward paying down your debt? I'm going to show you that in just a second. Now, once we go to budgets, this is just a nice little scenario here. And it's kind of cool because they move around. But let's look at if I wanted to look at, for example, home. Okay, what it's going to do throughout the month on these particular budgets is it's going to tell you the percentage of the budget that has been met so far. So, for example, if I want to look at home, I can just click on home, and it's going to have home insurance, property tax, mortgage and rent, mortgage insurance, and it will show the percentage used throughout the month. And I can click on the individual one for mortgage and rent. Now I can edit this as well. Okay, so some of you will not know how this works until I show you. All I have to do is take this little hand, and if I want to show the percentage used, or let's say I even want to increase, say the payment went up or it went down. You see how those numbers are going up and down? See that? You just kind of turn this. After you do it once or twice, you'll know how to do it, I promise. And then all I have to do if I want to get back kind of that main page is I can just click outside here. Okay. You can delete a budget at any time if you want to as well. If there's just stuff that, like if you don't have a particular expense, you can just delete it. I can also add a budget. So I can click on add budget here. If I need to add something new, I can click on right here. See, it says add new subcategory. I can do that. I can even search for just a specific category. I can also view this as a list. Top right corner, click on view as list. So now you see how I can see it across. So here we are. We've got education, we've got entertainment. And so what it's going to do is it's going to show it in colors, red, and it's going to show orange and green, which is going to show, okay, how much within the budget, how much have you actually met for the month, or maybe you went over or you're getting close. It's going to alert you of that because it's going to show those colors, okay? And again, I can look at specific individual ones. Under entertainment, it's going to show transactions for that particular thing. So just again, seeing the budget can save you about 10% on a monthly basis. And if I want to view it as bubbles again, I can just click on view as bubbles. To me personally, I actually like to view it as a list. Just for me visually, I think it's a little easier to see. So you can click on these individual ones and just kind of watch that throughout the month. See how it's in green? The budget for food and dining is $750, but I've spent so far $123. So it's in green because it's basically saying, hey, you're doing good. You are within your budget so far for the month. Okay, now I want to show the debt tab. This is the most important part of the entire Wake Up Now program. At the end of the day, what I tell people is that if they will use this program, for most people, they will save more in interest and taxes than they may ever make in the compensation plan. Think about it. How many times do people make more money in their job, or they win their lottery, or they get an inheritance from their family? And why is it that they file bankruptcy within 5 years? 95% of them, it doesn't change their behavior. In fact, all it does is maybe make the behavior worse. They've never known how to even budget $5. What makes you think by giving them $500,000 that they won't pour through that within 6 to 12 months? So by seeing this and getting yourself debt free from the chains of debt, you then have the motivation and the direction and the tools and resources to make it happen. So if you'll take a screenshot of this, your situation, and you will put it in front of you all the time, it is going to give you the motivation and inspiration to do it. So what you're looking at here is the average debt in America. You're looking at Wells Fargo, that's a mortgage, that's $198,000. The U.S. Bank overdraft, the Bank of America, student loans, auto loans, credit cards. Now, if you look here at the top, it's going to say fastest payoff first. I can search it by that. It's going to calculate it for me, meaning which ones to pay down first. I can also try it by highest interest rate first, lowest balance first, highest balance first. I recommend, and so do the other financial experts, do the fastest payoff first. Just let the software do the calculations for you. Now, you've got total monthly minimum payments of $1,853. Right now, what it's showing is that you've got $0 extra toward that debt, and then your total monthly debt pay down $1,853. So what this says is if all you're doing is making minimum payments, you will not be at a debt until 2029. Okay? But just by following the system, the software, and the calculations it does, look at what can happen just by paying off what the software tells you to pay off first. You've got all the different colors that shows the priority and when each one's going to pay off. But remember I talked about that $100 earlier? Just by getting something like, maybe we should eat out a little less, or we are able to save some money in Wake Up Now through our cell phone. We're saving 25 to 40 bucks a month, or we're saving on groceries, we're saving on restaurants, we're saving on different things, we're getting tax deductions. Let's put in $200. Okay, so I want to take that extra $200. This is without even building the business. Okay, 200 bucks. Let's press enter. Look at what happens to the debt. So now you've got a total savings, you're debt free by November 2026 of $20,177.39. So your debt free acceleration is 2 years. However, let's say that you become a Founder 3 in Wake Up Now. Founder 3 makes $600 residual a month. So let's add 600 to 200. You have 800 bucks. Your total monthly debt pay down is $2,653 because you're taking that extra money, and instead of going and buying a bigger home and a nicer car, you're putting it towards your debt. Now you're in debt. You are going to be debt free in less than 10 years. A total savings of $50,786.54. So your debt free acceleration is 6 years. Okay, so that really is going to make a difference. This is just showing, if you'll just follow the system, what a difference it's going to make for you. Now, how many of you, by raise of hands, would like to be a Founder 4 and above in Wake Up Now? A Founder 4 and above in Wake Up Now makes close to $2,500 a month. They're going to get $250 a month as well in vacation bonus. So let's just put 25 plus the 2, so 27. How many of you are motivated to be out of debt by 2018? You own your home, which means when you step out in your backyard with your bare feet and you plant your feet in the grass, if you have grass, that means that you own the grass. Okay? That means that you own your cars. The average car payment in America is $400 a month. That's not including car insurance, maintenance, gas, all the other problems and the wear and tear that cars have. In fact, every time that you drive your car, every week, every 7 days, what I want you to visualize is you're pretty much rolling down your window and you take a $100 bill and you throw it out the window every single week for a car that spends 98% of its time in a parking lot or a garage. It is extremely important for you to get your car paid off. It's important for you to also get a car that is paid for by Wake Up Now, so that if you do have a car that can market your business, that can be a business expense and a write-off, but a car that's being paid for by the company. Okay? Total savings with this strategy, $82,000. Your debt-free acceleration is 11 years. That's fantastic. Just by becoming a founder for and saving some extra money. Now, if I want to look at individual ones, okay, so if I wanted to look at just the Capital One, it's going to show the debt. I can do the same numbers there. I can adjust these at any time as well. So if I need to adjust the balance, I can click on this and do that. All right. Minimum payments, I can change that. I can change the interest rate if that changes, and change minimum. So I can look at them individually or as a whole. Look at all of these, okay? And it's going to show you which ones are going to get paid off the fastest, because it just depends on the color that I choose here. So I can just click Bank of America and it's going to show the same thing there, all right? So this part of the program, again, is the most valuable part. And if we go back to zero, if all you're doing is making minimum payments, you will be out of debt in 2029. Now, that's if the car doesn't break down. That's if no kids move back into your house. That's if you don't need any dental work. That's if all sorts of problems don't happen within your house or other things. The reality is everyone has circumstances. Stuff is going to happen along the way, which means it's actually going to extend that debt. That's why it's so important to follow the debt priority and to pay that down, to take the extra money you make, and rather than buying things, you apply that same money to get out of debt. I mean, see, it says right here, it says, want to see what will happen to your pay down chart if you put an extra $50 a month toward your debt? And it says, show me. I mean, look at that. You save $6,400 for $50. I mean, people pay more than that just for cable TV. Your debt-free acceleration is 8 months just on $50. I mean, that is huge. So I hope that this will provide the motivation. Then your net worth, which for most people is not a very pretty sight. Most people are far in the negative. I believe that with Wake Up Now, we can change that. Now, here you can click on Manage Institutions. Also, questions that you might have. It has a little help section there. Settings, if you need to change anything in your settings with your information or budget alerts, meaning that it can send you emails and text messages, or emails that actually go to your phone, like a text message, that will let you know if you're about to go over a particular budget. So again, that it makes you aware and you know what you need to do. Study this, watch this video again, share it with other people, and let them know that Wake Up Now is a financial wellness program. We help people to save, manage, and make money. Number one, Wake Up Now Finance is the most important service in our entire program. Using TaxBot and then using the benefits program that has the cell phone savings, the 300,000 merchants, the vacation club, and everything else that is included there to save you money on your everyday spending. I hope this has helped you. I believe that as you use this, that you will see your financial life change. I believe that if you are in a relationship or you have a spouse or significant other, that it can bring peace, that you can be on the same page, and that you can be heading in the same direction with the same goal. So thank you for being on here, everyone. Appreciate your time. Look forward to continuing to work with you.